This is how you can design your form in Microsoft Forms. The first thing you need to do is to go to the web address forms.microsoft.com that you can see at the top of the screen here, or you can click these 9 dots if you're on a Microsoft page and you can go to Forms and it will bring you to the same page. So to make a new form, all you do is click the button that says New Form. Here you can see what a completed form looks like, and there are different question types. So to start with, this is a multiple choice one. You'll see I've done this about a cafe, it's not about the toy shop, but it gives you the same idea. So we've got a multiple choice one, asking how old people are, and another multiple choice one, how much do you spend in the cafe. Now this one is a multiple choice, but you can tick more than one in this, so that's different to the others. In these, if you tick one and then change to another, it jumps, so you can only choose one. And then here we've got a rating. How much do you like milkshakes? So you can give it so many hearts out of 5. And then we've got another multiple choice, but this time it's just a yes no. And then down here, question number 7, we've got a question that just lets people type their answer in and then they click submit. So let's go through some of those question types and see how we can make them. You can see on the form that I've made, first of all I have to give it a title and then I have to click add new to add a question type. So if I go back to my cafe form, you'll see here I've put cafe market research and then my first question here. So let's see how you can add a question. So if I go and click add new, I get these choices: choice, text, rating, date, and then there are some others as well. So if I choose choice, then that's what I've done with this one. So if I click on this, I put my question, and then underneath I can just write in all my choices. If I put one I don't want, then I can just delete it. So that's how I can add my choices. Now, it's very important that you decide whether you want people to be forced to answer a question or not. Can they skip a question or do they have to answer it? If you want them to answer it and they can't skip the question, then you move this slider from here to here. So it now says it's a required question. Now for choice questions, I can also just use them for a yes or a no, and that's really simple. So I'll click on this so that you can see how I made it. So I've clicked add question and chosen choice, and then put my question: do you want music playing in the cafe? And I've just put yes and no. So if you just want a yes no question, then you can add them by using the choice. Now one question that we did use was this one: please tick if you have any allergies. And if you remember, this one you can tick more than one. So if you have any question where people can tick more than one thing, then this is how you do it. So if I click on this, you'll see it just looks like a choice question because that's all it is, and then underneath I've ticked this box that says, or I've moved this slider that says multiple answers. So that means that you can choose more than one. If you want to delete a question, then that's very easy, because here I've noticed I've put would you prefer music playing in the cafe, and then I've asked the same question down here. I'm going to delete this one, so if I click on it, you'll see that there's a little bin there, and so I can just click that to delete that question. One other thing you can do is you can change the order of the questions. So if I want this question here, number 5, to be above number 4, if I move my mouse over it, you'll see I've got 6 little dots. So just click there, and then I just drag it up and let go, and it changes the order. If at any time you want to see what your form looks like for the people that are actually going to be filling it in, then you can just click this preview button. So at the minute we can edit this. If I click one of these questions, I can go in and I can change things. But if I click preview, this shows what it actually looks like. So this is what the form looks like for people filling it in. So if you want to check at any time what it looks like, that's what you can do. This is what it looks like on a computer. If I want to see what it looks like on a phone, then I can click on here and then it will show me what it looks like on a phone. And then I can always get back to my editing by going and clicking this back button here. There are a couple of other question types we've not looked at. So one of them is the rating question, and you'll see an example here, how much do you like milkshakes, where the people can click on there. So if I just go to preview and show you how much do you like milkshakes, you'll see that these get coloured in as people fill that in. So I'll go back. So to do that, what I need to do is click add new and then go to rating, and then I can ask my question, and then underneath how many do we mark it out of? Do we want to mark it out of 2, 5, 10? 5's always a good number. And then here you can decide on the symbol that they fill in. So I chose hearts, but you've got other symbols that you can fill in there. So there is one more question type that we've got here. Please tell us if there is anything you would like to see in our cafe. This is a text question. So you would go down and you would click the plus button here, add new, and then text. And then you just put your question in there and that's it. Unless of course you want to make it a required question. So that will look like, if I click preview here, you can see that all you get is you get the question there, and then you get the space for them to put their answer in. So you can change the style by clicking on here. You'll see I've got this cafe background on mine here. If I click this button that says style here, you get a number of different styles. So you can just change the colour, you can even have background music playing, but then you've got all these different styles that you can have for your form. So once you've looked at your style and clicked preview to see what it looks like, and you've checked that all your questions are right, it's time to actually share this with the people that you want to fill it in. So if I click collect responses, you'll see down here that you've got some choices. So it says here, anyone can respond. And it's important that you tick that, because otherwise they will need to be signed in with a school username for them to fill it in. So I'll change that to anyone can respond. And now you've got a number of choices. You can give them this link. So if you've got somewhere where you're putting a link for people to click on, then they can click on the link and do your survey. If you've got iPads, or if people have got phones or other tablets, you might want to get them to click a QR code. So if I click on here, then it gives me a QR code, so I can copy that and put that somewhere where people can scan it and then they can do my survey. So you've got more than one different way you can share your survey, either with a QR code or with a link. Imagine now that you've got people to fill in your form and you want to see what the results are. So what I've done is I've clicked on preview and I've actually filled the form in a few times so that I can see the results coming through. And you'll see over here now it says responses because I filled it in 6 times. So if I click on responses, I can now see my results. I can see how old are you, and I can see, if I hover over here, that I've got 2 people that are aged 46 to 55. So I've got a nice bar chart to show me that detail there. Underneath I've got answers to all the other questions in the pie chart. So most people that come in the cafe here that we asked are going to spend between £6 and £10. And then I've got other questions here that we've answered. The how much do you like milkshakes was the one where they give it a rating out of 5, and so here are the answers. So most people put either 4 or 5. They really do like milkshakes, so I think I might be selling some of them. And then down here, what are you most likely to buy? So the thing that people are most likely to buy is a drink that we've got sorted there. Now this is a text entry down here, and so for the text entry it says I've got 3 people that have answered it because they didn't have to answer it. The latest person says that fast service is important. They want to be served quickly in the cafe. But I can click more details here, and then that will give me everything that people have filled in. So we've got friendly staff, free Wi-Fi, fast service. So that's how you can see all your results. Now, if you needed to share these with somebody else, then what you could actually do is you could copy these, you could take a screenshot of these and maybe paste them into a presentation where you explain your findings to other people.